Yorkshire Radio.
Now, over this weekend, the Queen's Honours List, the birthday honours list, is announced on the 13th of June. And once again, I've been omitted.
It's unbelievable, really.
Services to breakfast. I can't believe again, Her Royal Highness, the Majesty herself, Queen Elizabeth II, has missed me out. I'm staggered. Now we've got a man though that might be able to help us for this time next year, and that is the honours expert from Awards Intelligence, and that is Mark Llewellyn-Slade. Good morning, Mark.
Morning, Darren.
Right, now, what do I need to do this year, Mark, to make sure I've got... I don't really mind what it is, MBE, CBE, OBE, knighthood, damehood. I will have any of the above.
I can't believe you haven't received one already, Darren.
Thanks very much, Mark.
The Cabinet Office would certainly like to receive more nominations from outside London and the South East, without a doubt.
Okay.
Given that over 20% of gongs were given to people who live in the capital in 2014, even though London's population only accounts for about 13% of the total population, means there's a real disparity. Looking at the latest figures for the North, the worst disparity is actually Yorkshire, where where around 8% of the population reside, and they received a little over 5% of the gongs. So the only way to redress the balance is to nominate more people from the North.
That sounds like a plan. So, do you? I would have thought you have to do something pretty special to get a nomination, or how do you nominate somebody?
Well, you do, and the honour system exists to highlight and reward two types of people, essentially. Firstly, selfless giving people who give of their time or their wealth or their expertise for the benefit of others for no direct financial gain themselves, such as charity or community workers. And secondly, they go to those who have excelled in their chosen field, such as eminent surgeons, lawyers, teachers, business leaders, entrepreneurs, or presenters like you, Darren.
Oh, okay.
Hey, you've excelled in your field, Darren.
Right, I have. Oh, yeah, there you go. See, excelled in breakfast.
I think that's really surprising, though, is those facts about Yorkshire, because you look at some of the greats who have come from Yorkshire. Look at the sporting success that we've had recently.
Yeah, I must admit, I am quite surprised on those stats about Yorkshire, Mark.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, there are some notable victors, as it were. Jeff Boycott got his OBE for services to cricket, of course. There's a chap called Nigel Bogle, who's the co-founder of a big ad agency in Yorkshire called Bartle Bogle Hegarty. There are other people...
Good name. Great name.
Absolutely. Other people in the North, generally, you've got the Angel of the North sculptor, Anthony Gormley. Yeah. There's even the boss of Virgin Money, which is up north, a lady called Jane Ann Gardier. And there are loads of people doing great work in the community and for charity up in the north and in Yorkshire. So there are certainly people getting gongs, but I think not enough people are nominating their friends, family and business and community contacts. So if you know anyone that deserves an honour, then get them nominated. Be proactive. Don't just wait for a letter from the palace to magically appear on the doormat. Her Majesty will never find out about the great work that your friend or colleague or family member's doing if you don't nominate them.
See, that's it. You never think, I'll just nominate someone for an honour, do you? No. I mean, has that ever passed your mind, you know?
I can't. No, it hasn't actually.
It might do now.
Straight away, it's making me think this would be a great birthday present for the wife. Yeah. She's put up with me for 19 years. She deserves an honour for that. But just out of interest, so how do you go about the process of nominating somebody? Well, what's that process like? What do you have to do?
Well, it's a clear and transparent process, but typically we would spend about 150 hours on a nomination. But I think it's fair to say that you could knock out a nomination on a wet Sunday afternoon before songs of praise. But is it really going to cut it at the Cabinet Office? So it's really about taking the time to do it right. Yeah. A Queen's Honour is a life-changing achievement for most people. So the nomination deserves time, but it's finding that time. People will often say, Joe Bloggs really deserves an honour. But will that person then set aside enough time to actually make it happen? And it's all very well that famous actors and pop stars receive honours as long as they deserve them. But I'd really like to see more ordinary people recognised for the great work they do, whether it's business or community based. I think us Brits can be very reserved and tend to hide our light under a bushel. Therefore, it's important that we ensure that these people receive the recognition they deserve, really, to keep them motivated to continue their great work for the benefit of many other people.
Interesting as well. You're expecting over 50% of the Queen's honours to go to women in the birthday honours list, and that happened for the first time last year, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's fantastic, and I'm hoping that that will happen again. Maybe we'll see about 51% going to women. So, if we could combine that with more people from the north and try and get that 5% up a little bit over the next sort of 6 to 12 months, that would be brilliant. But, people have got to get off their bums and do it to make it happen.
Lenny Henry has been knighted for services to charity, and I think he let that out of the bag a little bit earlier than he should have done.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm delighted for Lenny. He thoroughly deserves it. Interestingly, he had a CBE already, and he's had an upgrade to a knighthood.
This is greedy.
Well, I think he deserves it, and it does raise a great point, because if any of your listeners know someone that has an honour, say an MBE already, which has motivated them to go on to even greater things, then don't forget you can renominate that person. So like Lenny Henry had a CBE, now he's got a knighthood and will be Sir Lenny. Perhaps your listeners know people who deserve a higher honour as well. After all, I mean, he was outstanding, founder of Comic Relief, and I think they've just passed the £1 billion fundraising mark, which is humongous. And of course, 40-year career as a comedian and presenter. So, top man.
I can see it now. Our big boss man, Sir Ken.
Yeah.
Right there.
I wouldn't put it past him. Awardsintelligence.co.uk is the website to find out a little bit more. Mark, thanks very much for joining us on Radio Yorkshire this morning.
Thank you very much.